Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick, where if you're new to my show, my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. And today I've got a great video for you because we're approaching what? Thanksgiving, right? And this is the feast fest of the year. This is the Super Bowl of feasts. This is what you've been training for all year long. You know about it. You know I'm right. And I tell you what, you are probably at the same time in panic mode. You are in deep panic mode because you're thinking, oh no, I'm going to absolutely blow all the gains I've had for the year, all the results I've had. I'm about to just destroy all the effort that I put in all year long, especially if you're on the keto diet or the paleo diet or any kind of diet for that matter. But my purpose for this is to give you the 6 tips to help you avoid Thanksgiving weight gain. So that's okay. You could step away from the ledge, breathe deep, put on the mask. It's going to be okay. We're going to get you through it. And I guarantee you're going to come out on top of this way, way ahead of the game. So don't worry about it. So you want to make sure you watch to the end because you want to get all 6 tips. Okay, make sure you get every single one of them. Make sure that you also like, share, comment, and subscribe. I love all your comments, and make sure you click that little bell notification so you can get all the notifications every time I put on a video. And last but not least, if you want a little more help and you want to get into best shape of your life, check out my keto course. I guarantee you it is the best keto course on the market anywhere. Check out the link below and see if it's a fit for you. And if so, join our team and let's get you into best shape of your life. Anyway, what I want to start off with is a question, okay? I get a lot of questions every single day, and I apologize if I can't answer every one of them, but it's really hard to keep up. But anyway, this was a question I got that kind of inspired this video, or like I should say, more like cemented it, because I knew I wanted to do this video before the holidays, but this question just kind of made it even more obvious that I needed to do this. So this question comes from one of my viewers. It's a short one, so you want to stick through. Do not hop off. You want to hear this. Because a lot of you, I guarantee, can relate to this. Hey, Dr. Nick, about 2 weeks ago, I had been eating very little, fasting the majority of each day for several weeks. But, I get this, imagine this. The weight still wouldn't come off. I know you've never experienced any of that. None of you have that problem, right? All that hunger every day and no good results on the scale. So I finally said the heck with everything, and I ate a couple of cheeseburgers, right, of all things. I felt tons better and energized. Imagine that. But I was worried I might have blown all my efforts. But to my surprise, the next morning I had lost 3 pounds. Do you know why this happened? Is it possible my body thought that I was starving, so it held on to the weight but released it once I ate well? Well, what do you think? I think she's absolutely right. I think that's the problem that so many of us have. And if you watch one of my last videos, in fact, it was my last video, on calories, do calories really matter? And I see you worry so much about your calories each and every day, but I could promise you this, your body's looking at your calories as a lifetime thing. It's not looking at it as a daily thing. It's not looking at it going, okay, Bill, hey, Mary, you know what? You're getting close to 24 hours. You better start reducing those calories. You're going to go over today. You're going to blow your calorie budget, so you better start reducing. No, it doesn't look at it that way. Your body doesn't count calories every single day. You're not some calorie counter. You're doing it just to kind of maintain, just so you know where you are each day. So when we give you macros to calculate or calories to calculate, it's just to kind of keep you in the range so that way you don't blow it too far. But once you start to understand calories, you really don't have to count them so much because you'll start to go, okay, I'll eat a little more one day and a little less the next. So as you roll into this Thanksgiving, feel okay about it. Know that, hey, you know what? Our bodies are designed for feast or famine. It's designed that our ancestors would have maybe days or two where they didn't eat at all, and then all of a sudden they would find an animal and kill it and have all kinds of feasting and all kinds of, eat, drink, and be merry kind of thing. So your body's going to experience that. So as we roll into Thanksgiving, just know that, hey, it's one day, all right? Maybe 2 if you count the leftovers, which everybody loves leftovers. I think they're better, don't you? They're like better the next day. The flavors get released. Anyway, that's for another story. But you want to make sure that you're not panicking about the calories. So I'm still going to give you 6 tips because I don't want you to, blow it too much. But at the same time, I want you to feel good about Thanksgiving, that you're going in and you're going to be okay. So tip number 1. Now, you could do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to show you 2. So 2 and 1 are kind of the same here. So tip number one is intermittent fasting. And a lot of you already know about this. Some of you who are maybe new to my channel or new to keto or new to dieting in general, intermittent fasting means that you don't eat parts of the day and you eat your window of eating is a shorter window. So you don't get to graze all day long like the standard American diet or the sad American diet as we call it. Or if you really want to get nasty about it, the stupid American diet. Anyway, so in other words, you shorten up your eating window. You don't eat for say 16 hours and then you eat for 8. So that's very simple how to do it that way. But fast going up into Thanksgiving dinner. That's a great way to do it. Don't eat the whole day. So one way to do it is very different than number 2, but one is fast all morning, and that way as you go into dinner time and you indulge and you have all the good stuff, maybe some sweet potato casserole, whatever it may be, maybe some mashed potatoes and some pumpkin pie, you feel good about it. You're okay. You know, you didn't eat all day and now you're going into this and you can eat, drink, and be merry, but not too merry. Don't get too crazy. And you know what? You'll feel okay about it. So fast, and that way when you go into your dinner, you're doing okay. You've got your calories for the day if you want to calorie them. You're not going to go over. Now, number 2 is a little different. It's the exact opposite. Number 2, eat a high-quality breakfast. Eat a breakfast where you load up on some healthy quality fats and some protein. Maybe you have an omelet in the morning with some really nice grass-fed cheese and pasture-raised eggs and things like that. Maybe have a nice smoothie where you've got some great coconut oil or coconut milk in it, some avocado and some berries, some nice low glycemic berries and a great protein powder that's maybe from grass-fed cows, things like that. Have a nice healthy keto shake. And that way, as you roll into lunch and dinner, you're not feeling so hungry, you're not so famished, where you're looking at it going, okay, if we don't get dinner on the table soon, I'm going to eat the table. So you don't have to worry about that. If you've had this in the morning, maybe you have some nice sliced avocados and you carve out a little bit of it and you put an egg inside of it and bake it in the oven, put a little seasoning on it, and you got a nice breakfast there too. Great healthy fats. Fantastic fats and some great protein also. So this is a good way to do it, a little different than the fasting where you're not eating going into dinner. Or you can eat in the morning, get nice and full, and that way when you go into dinner, you're not starving so much. You're not like, so famished you're going to eat the plate along with your turkey. Now, this is a great way, number 3, to fool the body. Number 3 is exercise. Now, what does that do? Well, I like to say this, how about earning your dinner, okay? How about earning it by having a great workout, and now when you go into dinner, you're going into it thinking, okay, great, let me get some of that great fats, let me get some of those great proteins and start rebuilding some muscle here. So that's a great way to look at it too. But here's another thing, here's another little hack that a lot of people won't tell you about except moi, and this is how you can fool your body. Well, when you take in carbs, your body's going to store it as glycogen. It's going to put it in the liver, and whatever doesn't get stored and used, it's going to get stored as fat. So it'll be stored as glycogen, which is stored glucose, or used up or stored in the body as fat. But here's something you can do. If you work out just before dinner, or if you do some exercise, some light exercise just before dinner, maybe before you sit down at the table, you do some squats, some push-ups, some things like that, maybe some burpees, some jumping jacks, whatever it is, your body's going to think that it's needing the glucose for the muscle. So it's going to store it in the muscle, and it's not going to use it as fat storage, okay? So let me repeat that. If you do some exercise just before you sit down to eat, maybe some push-ups, maybe some squats, maybe some jumping jacks or burpees, things like that, when you do that, your body will think that the sugar you're about to take in is going to be used by the muscle for fuel rather than stored in all the different cells as glucose and fat. It'll go to the muscle instead. So that's a nice little hack to fool your body with number 3, exercise. Now, number 4. Start off by filling up on fiber first, right? So why not have your vegetables first? If you have your vegetables, vegetables have a lot of fiber, a lot of water. That creates what we call bulk. When you do that, you start filling up on vegetables first, then you have the turkey, then you have the mashed potatoes or sweet potato casserole, and I guarantee you by the time you get to those, you're going to be a little more full. You're not going to have so much room left. So let me repeat that. Have your asparagus, your green beans, your broccoli, your cauliflower. Whatever vegetables you're serving on Thanksgiving dinner, Have those first, then put your turkey on the plate or put the turkey with it, and then put your starches on after it, okay? Have your starches last, so that way at that point, you're gonna be a little more full. You're not gonna want as many potatoes and sweet potato casserole and so on, okay? Number 5 is a little more protein. Why not have more protein? Because protein is needed to build muscle. Muscle then burns fat for fuel and burns carbs, so the more muscle you put on, the more you're gonna be burning calories, right? So eat a little more protein. Now, you can also have more fat, increase your fat. Now, why I'm not so big on fat right away, and it might sound crazy because you know what, I like keto, I'm all about it, but why wouldn't I want so much fat at this point? Well, here's the problem. I know you out there. Yeah, you. I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna have those mashed potatoes and the sweet potato casserole and things like that. I know what you're gonna do. If you're taking in the sugar at the same time you take in fat, those two are a nasty combination because what does sugar do? Sugar makes you secrete insulin. Insulin is a storage hormone. Guess what you're going to store along with it, right? Yeah, the fat. The fat that you just took in, you're going to store it. So here's the little hack. Have protein instead. So even if you do have your sweet potatoes and your mashed potatoes and things like that, have your protein, have a lot of it, and that way your body's not storing it as fat, okay? So you can have some fat, but have more protein because by having more protein, your body's not gonna store it as fat in your system, okay? Number 6, like I said, I know you because you're a lot like me. You're gonna have the desserts anyway. You're gonna have your sweet potato pie, your pumpkin pie, your raspberry pie, your apple pie. You're gonna have all these pies. You're gonna have, hey, if you're Italian, you're probably gonna have some cannolis too, all right? But here's the thing, just have it in moderation. Have the piece of cheesecake in moderation. You don't need the whole wedge. You don't need the half of the pumpkin pie, although I love pumpkin pie. My kids love pumpkin pie. Just have a little bit of it. Don't have so much. Maybe sample a little bit of everything, but don't have so much. But so that way you can have your cake, you can eat it too, and you're not gonna see it getting put on your waist or your thighs or your butt, and you won't come away from this holiday feeling so bad about yourself. But I'll tell you what, like I said, these 6 tips, they're for one day. You know the next day or the day after, you're going to be back on your diet again. You're going to be eating healthy again, so don't worry about it. Yeah, you're going to have some Christmas parties here and there coming up as the holiday season gets into full gear. But at the same time, just know that, okay, that's a one-day event. Then you're going to eat great the next day and the next day and the next day. So don't beat yourself up about it. If you have a little bit of feast, that's okay. I'm all about feast and famine. I'm all about fooling your body. Because like the lady said, in the testimonial I just read, her body had been thinking it was starving the whole time. So if it's starving, then it's going to hold on. And this is a problem. So many of you keep your calories too low. If you keep them too low, you set your set point lower. And if your set point's lower and you totally wreck your metabolism, next thing you know, you're not burning many calories anymore. That was the problem with The Biggest Loser, okay? Jillian Michaels. What they did was they lowered everybody's calories so much, then they had them working out 5 to 8 hours a day, like they're going to do that when they get back in the real world. Come on. And then what happened was they lowered their body's metabolic rate down to say 1700. And now when they went back home and they started eating 1900, 2000 calories, which by any standard is still not high, the problem is their metabolic rate was at 1700, so they were storing 300 calories a day. They're actually storing at a lower set point. So you've got to fool your body. Sometimes eat more, sometimes eat less. Sometimes have 3,000 calories a day, sometimes have 1,000, sometimes have 500, sometimes have 1,400. Mix it up. Overall, over the course of the week, you're going to have a certain amount of calories. It might be 17,500 as a round number. I got that because I took 2,500 calories and multiplied it times 7. But over the course of the week, you're going to have that amount of calories, but you're going to vary it. It's like interval training, high-intensity interval training. We all know about muscle confusion. Muscle confusion means some days you train harder, some days you train less, some days you train faster, some days it's slower, some days it's heavier, some days it's lighter. By mixing it up like that, you're keeping your body confused. By cycling in and out of keto or having more calories one day or less than another, you're keeping it confused. Your body's not thinking it's starving, because just when it starts thinking it's starving, you hit it with a big meal, and that's okay. As long as overall you're eating healthy, you keep eating healthy. Now, if you're eating sweet potato casserole every day, now you have a problem. But I know you're not going to do that. So anyway, I hope this is good information for you. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope that you're rolling into Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I hope you're rolling into Thanksgiving with a better outlook on it, that you're not going to blow it. You're going to have a good time. You're going to eat, drink, and be merry. And at the same time, you're going to come out of it like a star, like a rock star, a keto rock star, or any kind of rock star for that matter. So like I said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you're going to be doing on your Thanksgiving. Let me know what you think about the video. And at the same time, click that little bell notification so you are notified every time I come on the air. And guys, once again, if you're looking for more help, check out my keto course. The link is in the description down below. Anyway, have a great holiday. Enjoy. I love and appreciate you. This is Dr. Nick, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.